God had been silent for over 400 years. We knew because we had been listening, in a sense. My job was to listen. You know, people who talk a lot, you don't call them wise, do you? No, there are a lot of other names that we have for them, but wise is definitely not one of them. In my position, I look for signs everywhere. We watched the stars. We watched them, and we tried to interpret what they were telling us. I read of a star that would announce a new king. And then, out of nowhere, a star appeared. This star was different. It was a beacon in the night. After watching it for a while, I felt like this was the star the Jews had been looking for. A star that foretold of a future king, the star of the Messiah. So I followed it. There were a few of us, and yes, we actually followed a star. It was so bizarre. This star led us, it moved, and we followed. It eventually led us to Jerusalem. That's where we met Herod. He claimed he also wanted to worship the Messiah. So he asked us. No, he demanded that once we found a newborn, we should come back and tell him. But we were warned in a dream that this man was not to be trusted. So, for over 2 years, we journeyed with the star, guiding us all the way to Judea. And then it stopped. Shining down over a small cottage, our journey ended not at a palace fit for a king, but at the home of a peasant. This was it. We gathered our thoughts, our gifts. We did what we could to contain our emotions. And behind those doors, we found a new king. A king who commands the movements of the stars of the sky, and yet came to live amongst his people. God was finished being silent. He spoke, and his word became flesh to dwell among his people. We knelt that night. Yes, we kneeled before the baby boy, and each of us laid gifts at his feet. He spoke, and we worshiped.